Hey guys, welcome to today's very special video where we are going to feature, I am going to highlight this palette right here. This is the Nomad Cosmetics Berlin Underground palette. This was one of their older palettes that has been a fan favorite. It has been discontinued and Nomad just turned 10, happy 10-year anniversary. They decided to bring some of their fan favorites back, this palette being one of them. So I want to go ahead and create two looks. I want to talk to you about this palette. Let's see if this lives up to the hype. Why don't we go ahead and jump in? So just to give you a little bit of information about this palette here, you can currently get this on the Nomad Cosmetics website. This is a re-release, but also a reformulation. So originally, the Berlin Underground palette launched in 2018, and I want to say it was very shimmer heavy. I was not familiar with the brand Nomad Cosmetics back in 2018. I did not try this palette. I found Nomad much later, but in looking up some information about the original palette, I do know that this is not only a reformulation, but they have changed some of their shades as well. So there are 15 alternative shades formulated with extra fine pigments for a buttery feel yet fierce color payoff. 5 mattes, 9 shimmers, and 1 duochrome, all inspired by the rebellious underground culture of Berlin before and after the wall. Now, this beautiful palette here is reformulated with their newest formulation here. You can see it is still shimmer heavy, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mattes in here. I want to say there were maybe only 2 before. I love the way that we have this shade that we can deepen up. We have some like very warm shades over here. We have some cooler shades over here. Like I said, I never tried this original palette. I do know that I enjoy the Nomad formula, and this is definitely a Kelly color story. If you know me, you know that I am a neutral lover. I love my neutrals. These have some beautiful neutral vibes. I know we are in the summer, but this is like screaming fall to me, and I know that I love the Nomad formula, so I thought, you know what? I am going to go ahead and pick this up. I did purchase this myself, and when it originally released in 2018, it was $39. So this is a $44 palette, but if you purchase it the first 3 weeks that they launch it, you can get it for the original price of $39. I do believe this is limited edition. It's just a 10-year anniversary comeback. So I don't think this is something that you are going to want to wait too much on if it's something that you missed out on and you are hoping to pick it up. So let's go ahead. I'm going to zoom you in and let's get to playing with some eyeshadow. So I know that for one side I want to do something very Kelly, something that is very true to myself, but I know that I want to do something fun on the other eye. So I think on one eye, I'm going to probably use this purple shade in Love Parade, but maybe do I want to do these down here? Do I want to do some gold? What do I want to do? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start right here in Helden, I think is how you say that. It's just like this kind of yellowy, warm yellowy shade, and I'm going in with my BK202 and I am just going to put this right in the crease. This is going to be the more comfortable look for me, the Kelly look, more neutral, more comfortable, the shades that I would typically go for. I'm gonna go ahead and take my Singe EO2 brush and tap into this shade that I'm not even gonna try to say. It's just like a warm brown type of shade. This brush is a little bit smaller, still fluffy, still able to do some blending here, but ultimately what I wanna do is I wanna get this pigment on the outer corner and drag it in a little bit. I don't want it to be very harsh. I just kind of want like a little seamless blend here, but keeping it more so on this outer part of my eye. I'm gonna go in with a touch more of that yellow shade and just bring it, I have small hooded eyes, so just bring it up above that warmer shade. Now we have to decide on a shimmer. So we could go, I haven't swatched them yet, although I think you've seen swatches. This is maybe more of a traditional gold. What's this one right here? Ooh, this one's like almost like a greeny gold. This one right here, very warm true gold. What's this one right here? Ooh, okay, so this would be gold, this would be green, very warm, a little bit deeper. Should we just go with traditional gold? Should we do that and maybe do a little bit of this? These two? Let's see. This is just the shade that was on my finger. I'm just gonna go ahead. I am going to use a brush, but instead of just patting that on a paper towel, I'll try and tap it on there. And this is the Poor But Sexy shade, and I just want to pat it like in the middle to bridge. I don't want to cover up the matte, but to bridge the matte to the lighter shade is what I'm thinking. Okay, I have small eyes. I need some help. If you have small eyes, the Singe EO1 is fantastic. What I'm gonna do is take my brush and go into this one right here and spray it and kind of get like the inner corner here. And then I'm just going to take this on the inner part of my eye. I like this Singe brush because it's fluffy, so I can kind of blend this crease area, but it's also flat, so I can put the shadow onto my lid, and it's tapered to a point. So if you have small hooded eyes like me, I highly recommend the Singe EO1 because it really gets in those like cracks and crevices. I'm going back into that warm brown shade, and we're just going to add a little bit more. Add a little bit more in here. Okay, hopefully you guys can't hear the background noise, but I can hear it. My mom is filling up this little blow-up swimming pool for the kids, and I can hear the pump. So I did film kind of the rest of how I created this eye. I took my pinky and that gold Poor But Sexy shade, and I'm using that as a bridge between the lighter gold and the matte outer corner, and I feel like it gives it a nice ombre look. And typically I would use those same like warm shades underneath the lower lash line, but I thought it would be fun to dip into this NDW green shade, and I used my KBeauty 204, which is kind of like a dense brush, and lined the lower lash line with that green, and then I blended it out with that like yellow, mustard yellow Helden shade and a fluffy brush, and I just did that a couple times to get it the way that I like it. I think I'm gonna take this like lightest shade right here with my finger and just kind of pat a little bit on the inner corner. And I think we are good to go there. Now we're gonna do something a little bit smokier on this side. What I wanna do first is jump into my Singe Beauty EO3, and we're gonna go into this cooler toned shade right here in Chow Stage. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but I am just going to use this and just put it very sloppily. Is that a word? Very sloppily all over my crease area. I'm just using my Sigma switch to clean off brushes in between because I still want to use this same EO1 from Singe, but I want to go into this purple Love Parade shade. Deeper, smokier, very beautiful. So I'm going to pick that up on my brush and spray it with Fix Plus. We are just going to take that and put it all over the lid. This is very beautiful and sparkly and pigmented and shiny and all of the wonderful things. Purple is my favorite color. I'm just trying to pat it on here first because I don't want too much fallout, and then I'll kind of blend. I am getting a little bit of fallout here with the sparkles, but I feel like that's kind of to be expected, right? Let me just take a little bit of my finger and just kind of press. Like, this is a very, very, very sparkly shade. Look at that. The sparkle and shine. Whew. That is bright, y'all. That is shining, blingin', booming. Let me take this Sigma small angled E65 brush, and I'm gonna go into the black shade. And I don't normally do this, so I don't really know how it's gonna go, but I'm kind of thinking of like creating a little wing, a little shadow wing. Not something I normally do. but it could be fun, right, with this look? Man, I haven't done a wing in a while. Okay, so then I'm just taking a Sigma pencil brush and I'm gonna dip into that shade that we used in the crease, and I'm going to first run that along the lower lash line. Not in any like nice fancy way, just very messy, and just a touch, like the lightest touch of that black, and try and smoke out just this outer part right here. I don't know that I'm necessarily loving that wing, but it'll maybe look a little different with mascara. I don't know if this is gonna be too dark, but I wanna try the wall right here and put that on the inner corner. It's not quite as light and bright as I go for, but let me go ahead and finish off with mascara and show you the two looks. So here are what the finished two looks are looking like. I love them. I think they're so fun. I think they give neutral but extra kind of vibes. So on one end we have kind of like this warm sunset eye. I feel like I would wear this daytime, nighttime, a little pop of green, and then kind of like a smoky black wing with purple shift. I mean, like absolutely beautiful. You could go deeper, you could go smokier, you could go lighter. I definitely think we have some options here. Now before we go into the palette, I want to let you know the rest of what's on my face, because I'm always asked and I always forget. I am almost done with this liner, y'all. Charlotte Tilbury Iconic Nude. Like, we are down to the bits here. But on my lips, I have the Natasha Denona My Dream lipstick in the shade My Dream, Natasha. That right there. And then for blush, I have two different blushes on, but they are both from Unearthly. So we have Lumen, which is more of like a berry kind of red shade on one side of my face, and then we have Blaze, which is more of like a coral orange on the other side of my face. But let's go ahead and I will zoom you out and show you this look from further away. I am very excited that Nomad decided to bring the Berlin Underground palette back, because like I said, I didn't know about Nomad in 2018. I had no clue about this palette or anything like that. I love the fact that they reformulated it, maybe added some more mattes, because I love a shimmer, but I do like to have some mattes to play with. And this is a very fun color story for me personally as a neutral lover, but you still have some fun, vibrant pops. I can just see myself creating so many looks, like so many fun looks. Easy, just take two shades, put them together, or go in for like a whole thing, the smoky wing, the works. So I am very, very excited for this one. I love the Nomad formula. I've loved the Nomad formula and quality for a really, really long time. So I was so happy to support them for their 10-year anniversary, their 10th birthday. If you are interested in picking up this or one of the other two palettes that they are bringing back, I do have a discount code, KBella, not affiliated. I don't get a kickback or anything, just a discount code for you. But I wanted to go ahead and share these two looks. But let me know down below, did you pick this one up? Did you pick up the other two that they re-released as well? I would love to know. Otherwise, make sure you are subscribed before you go. Give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.